Day 2 of PonyCon. This is just the line to the Lauren Faust interview, and wow. This is going to be something, I can tell.
Pony and all your other things that you're trying to continue, like this sense of sincere humor, hybrid.
I can't help myself. I mean, it's the, like I said, it's a limitation. It's the only thing I know how to do. And I've had a couple of jobs where the focus of the writing was just supposed to be jokes, funny, and I find, you know,
it's tiresome. It's tiring.
I'm not that good at it. It's like if I can't just be funny for funny's sake. There has to be an emotional core underneath it all. And then I have other jobs where, like, you know, my bosses come to me and go, "It's really important that it has a heart. It has heart. It has heart." I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, I can do that part.
Yeah.
I just need somebody to help me board the fighting sequences."
One of the other things we were talking about is the importance of women in animation, and this, as far as I've experienced, and I know you've experienced, is that there's a lot more girls coming into the industry,
Yeah.
and what we can do to support them, not just as creative types, but as creators of new programming. And some of the things that I've experienced a little bit, and granted I'm a man, so it's not really as prevalent for me, is just this wall people are sort of butting up against, thinking that there isn't as much interest in girls' properties, and a variety of girls' properties, not just something where everyone's nice all the time, but like the great thing about Pony is that it's a girls' fantasy adventure. It's got everything.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to talk a little bit about like what's important to you to see moving forward, and what we as creators can do to support that as well.
Yeah. Well, we're at a really interesting time right now, because just in the last probably barely more than 5 years, like less than a decade, we've finally seen a little bit of opening up to the idea of having female protagonists. So we're definitely seeing more of that. What we don't see as much, especially in feature films, even though we have movies about female characters, everybody's still uncomfortable with female characters being told with a female voice. So, you know, movies like, you know, like Brave, for example, you know, Brenda Chapman, that was her story. She started it out, that was a while back, but she started that off, and, you know, the kind of rumors behind the scene of like what went down with that was that they didn't understand her voice. She had a female character, and she was working with the character's perspective from a female perspective in a room full of guys who didn't get it. At least that's what I hear. That's the rumor. And that sort of thing still kind of happens. And right now it's really interesting, like out in the studios, there's places that are really interested in women and women's voices, and then there's still people, despite movies like Frozen and Inside Out, like they still go, yeah, nobody wants to watch a movie about girls. Like the girls will watch it, but no boy will watch a movie about a girl. And that's absolutely not true anymore.
Absolutely not true.
But there's still people who have that attitude, and what is interesting, like you said, is like right now in this animation schools, there are more girls than guys. And this is absolutely brand new. When I went to school, there was like one girl for every 4 guys in the animation department.
And that's high.
Yeah, that was. And now it looks like it's like 70%. Like at CalArts, it's 70% girls. So when those girls graduate, and once they get their footing in like 10 years from now, they'll have no choice.
It's the same thing.
They'll have no choice.
Yeah.
There's going to be mostly women out there, and they're going to have to heed their voices.
I wanna take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar. Gay bar, gay bar. Let's start a war. Start a nuclear war. At the gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. Wow! What's going on?
3, 2, 1.
When I say, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, I say, hey,
Tuesday.
See Brandy upstairs. Wait, Brandy, follow Brandy, and we will greet you all over there. We gotta undo the stage really quick, so follow her if you want a CD and hugs and autographs and all that.
So they're currently preparing for the Singing Voices of My Little Pony concert down there. That's actually Peter New, voice of Big Macintosh in the hat, right there on the far end. Unfortunately, people are being barred from video or audio recording of this thing, so unfortunately I can't show it, but trust me, it should be fun, so sorry guys. So this lucky devil got his face signed by Lauren Faust herself.
The one, the only.
How do you feel?
A little bit odd, and I'm afraid to touch it because it's gonna smudge.
Oh, it'll be immortalized now, so good on.
Go get it tattooed on my face. It would be great.
Yeah, good times. Speaking of autographs, I finally got mine. A nice photo from both Lauren Faust and Bonnie Zachary. Feeling pretty good right now.
I was wondering if, when you were doing the design process, if you ever thought of the engineers or maybe whatever it was going to be made of, or you're just like, yeah, they'll figure it out.
You have to look at management. When I was at Hasbro, I was considered to be an industrial designer, which I really clearly am not. I am an illustrator. That means anything I draw is the way it is, and you know, if you can't make it, you know, that's the way it goes. But my friends, the real industrial designers and engineers would tell me, this won't pull out of the mold. You have to do this. You can't have any undercuts. So a lot of the first ponies were fairly simple. You know, you could pull those feet right out. Actually, that was rotationally molded, but even so, you have to pay attention to it. You also have to pay attention to the number of decorations, or at least in those days we did. I think in these modern times, they manufacture a lot overseas, so they can do a lot more decoration for a lot less money.
I saw my hand over. Yeah, but you're from
How did you first react when you saw the G2, the G3, the G3.5, and the G4 ponies?
Do not speak G3.5.
Summer.
Nobody.
Summer Hayes is my associate and authority on all things pony. In generally speaking, I liked a lot of them. I liked the one, especially that Jen Long did. Do you remember that one? Because it looked a lot like mine. But there were other generations where the limbs were kind of long and lanky, and they tried to make it more teenagery. Which one was that? 3?
I think it was 3, was it?
Whatever. Anyway, you know, I think they all had their good parts and bad, but in general, I love the characters that have been developed for the show. As I said, mine was supposed to be realistic looking, but you know, it takes a great talent to simplify and to make the lines more elegant and flowing. And I think they've achieved that with the show. They're very nice.
And with that, here is the last of the major purchases I made. Several of the IDW MLP comics, including the, is it rare? The Friends Forever #1 with a variant cover, supposedly rare, along with a very nice little birthday present, courtesy of my girlfriend, a tree of life in the shape of my insignia. And I have this woman here to thank for it.
I was a bad girl today. Actually, I have to show off one thing. I know nobody cares, but I have to show off this particular poster. This is me and my guinea pig.
You and Bear, right?
This is me and Bear. I give Bear cuddles and he goes because he's not cute, don't you know?
Guinea pigs are strange like that.
He's an asshole is what he is.
But yeah, that will conclude the second day of the con. I'm not sure what much more there'll be to show for the third day, but I guess I'll see you then.